Hello everybody, this is Dr. Osborne. It's Friday again, and I'm not sitting outside this week because, well, it's raining. So the wife of a friend just passed this morning. They called and let me know, and I got to tell you, my heart is actually sick. Today I'm dedicating this message to you from her. It's going to be about health. So let me just start with some plain, simple sixth grade anatomy for you. 14 days after you were conceived, in your mother's womb, your brain forms. And off your brain, it forms a tail, and it's called your spinal cord. And before any other organ in your body forms, this forms. This is what is called your nervous system. And it goes on to form other organs. It goes on to form other cells and tissues in your body. And 8.5 months later, you literally come out to the world as a human being. What an incredibly smart power to form all of that just for you. And once out, your nervous system, well, it tells every single thing in your body how to work, from your first to your last breath. So basically, your nervous system is equal to life. So enough about the nervous system, enough about simple anatomy. Let's just talk about laws right now. So let me ask you this. If I were to go to the top of a building across the street, right across the street from our office, and I jump right off the top of it, how many times out of 100 will I fall? I mean, how many times am I going to fall and go splat? Every time. Well, actually, the truth is I'd only be able to do it one time to prove that it was a law. But just because I only do it one time doesn't mean that it's not a law. So the law of gravity is a law because it never fails. If I damage or squeeze a nerve coming from your spine, how many times out of 100 will nerve function worsen? Every single time. You don't need to prove it because it's a law. The law is Wolff's law, and it never fails. So if every time that nerve gets squeezed and the nerve works worse, then whatever organ is on the other end of that nerve works worse every single time. Because laws cannot be broken. The only thing that happens is that you die faster. Now, let's talk simple engineering. If I step on a garden hose, the diameter of the hose changes. It's just common sense. And less water gets through. It's just common sense. If I straighten out a banana, the curve gives way and it buckles and it mashes the banana inside. In the same sense, a subluxated shifted spine, well, what it does is it causes damage or squeezing on a nerve. So just like a water hose, the nerve flow actually decreases. And when it's squeezed, just like a banana, your spinal cord will actually, or we can even call that your lifeline from now on, get smashed when you lose the curve of your neck. So what does this mean? When the spinal cord and the nerves are damaged, what happens to you? Your body instantly goes and stays in a disease-building state. Because, why? It has no choice but to function less than 100%, less than you were created to function. So realize this. How many times do you think you've fallen on in your life? How many times have you just bumped your head and saw stars but walked it off? How many times have you been in a car accident? How many hours do you actually spend sitting at your desk or watching TV or playing on your iPhone every single day? How many hours have you spent sleeping on your stomach, etc., etc., etc.? Literally, you've been damaging your spine and your nervous system your entire life. That means you've been breaking the laws of health and healing for your entire life, and yet you have no idea you've been doing this. Sometimes you've gone 20, 30, 40, 50 years without ever getting adjusted and getting the pressure off of your nervous system. This is your lifeline. 30 to 40 years of slow, suffocating damage on your organs. No wonder the average American dies in their 70s. 10 to 20 years before they actually should. It's like going 30 years before you actually brush your teeth for the first time. You wouldn't have any teeth left. If you live in America and are over the age of 5, your spine is damaged. Think about that. Think about that. If you don't get adjusted until you were 45 and now you're 45 years old, you're 45 years behind maintaining your spine. No wonder I have to use the arthrostim on your spine. No wonder why I have to adjust you as many times as a week as I do initially. No wonder why I have to put you on vibrating platforms with weights to be able to help correct your spine. And no wonder why you have to do rehab. You have so much damage that began 45 years ago, thousands of adjustments behind your schedule, and some of you may be even more than that. So do you think after 10, 20, 30, 40 years of actually never getting adjusted and complete that your nervous system you have complete nervous system and spine neglect, that it's going to lead you into some sort of back pain, or maybe heart issues, or high blood pressure issues, or blood sugar problems, or diabetes, or I don't know, numbness or tingling, or depression, and concentration issues, or maybe even thyroid problems there. My goodness. I mean, just think about it. I'm just surprised that some of us are still alive. And that's why we see so many 6-month-olds and 1 to 3-year-olds in our office. Because what we want to make sure is they never have to go through the same problems that we have. We want to make sure they never have to go through a corrective care process. Just regular maintenance adjustments, keeping them where they should have been in the first place. These are some of the healthiest kids on the planet. Just realize this, that to get adjusted for the rest of your life, and for many of you, you're years behind, and you're not taking care of your nervous system and getting adjusted is just literally breaking the law. So what I gotta say, what am I trying to tell you? Get yourself and your family adjusted. Take care of your spine and your nervous system. Make sure that you give yourself the best chance of life there. And no matter where you are, it's time to take that next step forward, because sometimes when we wait, it can just be too late.